morning and welcome to the chat on Newsday Amarillo and News Channel 10-2. I'm David Lovejoy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rhonda Lawnert.
And don't try, do. Chuckalicious Chuck Williams.
Each and every Friday, we bring you a little good news. Get your day started on the right foot. Our man, Brant Fricker. Friends, Friday with Fricker right here on the chat. Always giving us some interesting subjects to dig into, something to think about as you kick off your weekend. Brant, how you doing today, brother?
Man, I am alive, and good God Almighty, you know, sleep is sacred when you're a busy person or when you're a workaholic. And but man, I'm doing fantastic today. I almost wanted to call today Frickers and Family. You guys are you feeling more like family, than just the friends.
Nothing
Got
wrong.
back from Nashville late last night, and excited about this morning. You three were one of the main motivations of getting back.
Cool.
When I did to join you this way. So,
Well, today we're going to talk about stepping into your destiny, and I'm going to let Rhonda wants to lead it off. Go right ahead.
Well, stepping into your destiny, I mean, who doesn't want to do that? But I would imagine that is something that very few people know. You know, they don't know what their destiny is, and they're seeking, they're searching, and they're maybe unhappy and unfulfilled, and that's why they're searching for that. So what words of wisdom, what nuggets do you have for us today on stepping into your destiny?
well, lovely lady Rhonda, with your cool hats,
Thank you.
I'm more than happy to answer that. You know, I'm one of those people who have stepped into his destiny many times, and there's a difference between changing direction to step into your destiny and changing the context of living. Those who know what they want to do, but they're not sure how to do it, or those who just are kind of unsettled. They're not really sure what they want. They just know they don't want what they got, right?
Right.
And so, you know, a couple of different ways to go, but stepping into your destiny is more than just hanging around positive people. It's more than just kind of thinning out the dream killers, right, in your life. Sometimes you can't always do that, right? You know, you might be married to a dream killer, well, or it might be a difference in personality. Don't just, you know, do away with. But basically, stopping the world and making a determination to live in the context for which you were born. And there's a process. Would you believe that I get paid $1,200 an hour to share what I'm about to share with you, some of it? And it's very valuable because it applies to the corporate world. It applies to, of course, your spirituality, you know, your regular relational world, right? But there is a process that you might want to know about how to begin to identify what your design and destiny is.
That's major. Would
you like to hear it?
Yes.
Of course we would.
Please.
Well, whenever I speak to groups, it doesn't matter if it's corporate groups. With the team building seminar I developed that increased sales by 11 million that year, Osborne International at the time, or, you know, a group of young people who are about to graduate, or people at City Hall in Amarillo. I've done that before too. But it's basically the same process. I have people draw 3 circles, okay? Circle number 1, that's your dreams. What were your dreams when you were a kid? What were your dreams growing up? You know, what did you want to be, right? What's one of those examples there, Chuckalicious? What's one of the dreams you had when you were growing up?
I'm doing it.
There you go. Well, circle number 1, what were your dreams? Or what are your dreams? Or maybe what have you been inspired to do? Circle number 2 that actually intersects circle number 1, okay, is what are your talents? You know, some of you are good at speaking. Some of you are good at playing the piano or singing. Some of you, you know, are good encouragers. And, there's all kinds of gifts, you know. Some of you write really well. You're wordsmiths, right? So there's your dreams and there's your talents. And then thirdly, all 3 of these circles intersect, okay? The third circle that intersects is... what are your accolades? What have people told you? Man, you're great at that, or maybe you've won awards. Maybe you've won contests or such, right? What have people said to you? Because a lot of times confirmation from the divine comes through other people. Man, Rhonda, you really need to You need to coach people, man. Chuck, man, you're such a personality, and you got a great funny persona, but you also know how to ask the right questions. Man, you need to be an interviewer or a broadcaster, right? Lovejoy, you're like the new Wolfman Jack. The way you vibe and your fantastic voice, man. You need to do audiobooks, dude, and do radio, right? So those three circles intersect: your dreams, your talents, and then your accolades or your wins. Well, when all three of those circles intersect, there's a little space in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see that common thread of your dreams, your talents, and your successes already, guess what? That's your design. And there are ways to step in to your destiny. Sometimes it's changing direction. Sometimes it's changing the context in which you are living. And that can change your destiny in your life too, if you want to know what that is.
Well, Brant, let me ask you this. Is it a case of attaining your destiny, or is it the trip? Is it the ride to try to get to your destiny? Which one is, hey, you can go through a million things. What's up?
Well, you know what? Success is not, you've heard the quote, and I believe it's both. Success is the journey. I would say the success is the journey, what you're learning, not necessarily the destination. I saw so many famous people last night. I interviewed a lot of people last night in Nashville. It was so much fun. But we know we're all just people. We're in this together, right? But the things you learn along the way, there was an artist in the 90s, and she said, so many things I thought would bring me happiness. So many dreams that are a reality today. Such an irony. The things that mean the most to me are the memories I left along the way.
Right.
You know what? You have moments of greatness. Greatness is defined in moments of your life. But, I one of the people that I coached or encouraged, and it changed her life. She was a world-renowned designer who sold designs in the millions, okay? But her workplace was toxic. I mean, it was politics, it was games, it was jealousy, it was so much of this nonsense that a good leader doesn't tolerate in his office. A good leader doesn't tolerate those things that he's leading if he's a leader, right? And so I said, sweetheart, we need to change the context in which you're living. You may have to do this job right now, but you need to put your emotional energy into your dreams. We all need 7 streams of income, folks. And so what you do for a living is not who you are. It's one of your streams of income. Well, that rocked her world. And she began to put her emotional investment and her emotional energy into her dreams, right? Because there's that saying by Harv Eker, The Millionaire Mind. It's one of the writings associated with him. But basically, millionaires are made in the part-time. And a mistake a lot of people make is they change their entire direction, and then if it doesn't pay the bills, they think they were jaded or it was all a lie. They just needed to change the context in which they were living first, and that is cover your base so you can pursue your dreams. It changed her world when she put her emotional and her energies into her dream, and she was able to do just fine at her job in the meantime. And sure enough, she's designing for new people around the world.
Brent, let me ask you this. The first overcome or the first hurdle you usually have to get over to start stepping into your destiny is yourself sometimes. Don't you have to get out of your own way sometimes?
Yeah, many times. Alexander the Great conquered the world, and he cried because there were no more countries to conquer. That old saying. Yeah, so sometimes the person you're waiting for to show up is you. Sometimes the first person you got to conquer is you. When your level of opportunity is higher than your level of self-worth, you will self-sabotage.